Hey, welcome to Old Ass Movie Reviews. I'm Scott. There's Dave. And man, we've got a Halloween feature for you today. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. So make sure you stick around to hear our spoiler-filled review and talk about such a hilarious freaking movie.
If you haven't seen it yet, stop right now and watch it.
Yeah.
Stop right now and watch it.
You can listen to what we're going to, but we're about to spoil some other shit.
Yeah, we're gonna spoil everything for you.
And that's what we do. Before we get rolling on there, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, either on Instagram, Facebook, our podcast, YouTube, wherever you listen. Yep. Drop us a line, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us a review, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell whoever. Just, help us out a little bit here.
Give it to your owl, let it go.
Exactly.
Deliver that message.
Yeah. Yes.
A Harry Potter reference. Sorry.
Yes, I got you.
I'm reading Harry Potter.
Let's talk about that real quick. I actually, I did not read the entire Harry Potter series. I got up, I think, to the Half-Blood Prince.
Okay.
I didn't read the Deathly Hallows or anything.
Right.
And then my movie watching stopped about there. So the other night, I said, you know what? Well, when I was home recovering from surgery, it's like, that's the perfect time. All these movies are set. They're all set on HBO. Well, I still haven't made it through the first one. They're excellent. They're excellent. And for personal reasons that trigger me about trauma and the way people treat their family, the Dursleys are horrible fucking human beings.
Oh, they're even worse in the book.
I know that. So it was a hard watch for me. It's like, I can't recover if I'm sitting here pissed off, but I will go back because I do want to see how it all ties together. I think it's a fabulous world that J.K. Rowling has created with Harry Potter.
And Kat and I were talking about this the other day, J.R.R. Tolkien, who, when he wrote his fantasy books, the way fantasy was delivered was completely different. When Rowling, how do you pronounce her name?
Rowling. I'm not sure.
I believe it's Rowling, wrote the Harry Potter books. After her initial one or two books, you could just see everybody started changing the way that they attacked young adult books. Right?
Oh, and I mean, there was an explosion.
A lot of kids were going to magic schools, a lot of witchcraft school, it was just a lot of like a little bit of angst, but a lot of villainy, and it just changed like the whole landscape of young adult books. Yeah. And it's, all due to her writing. She's earned every damn dime. I'll tell you, I'm reading the first book, and I got me in the first 3 pages, probably less. I mean, I initially right away fell into that book, and I was like, no wonder people loved her books.
It's
so
I could not put the books down when I read them. They are. I mean, I eventually did 5 books in for whatever reason at the time, but I think she's an excellent writer. I love going down to Universal Studios and seeing the Hogwarts stuff. And it is just absolutely amazing.
I got to take the old lady down there. I've been thinking about doing it. I wanted to do it. We just haven't had a chance.
Close your eyes when you look at the prices and just enjoy it. It's
Dude, I'm a cheap son of a bitch.
I know you're a cheap son of a bitch. I haven't been since they made the new park, the new expanded Harry Potter. Really? It's even bigger. It's even bigger now. They've added a new roller coaster, new ride type things. The rides are amazing. The effects are amazing. The stuff they do down there, they put you right in fucking Hogwarts. It's amazing. I love it. I'm like a little kid when I go to Universal, and it's worth every penny, man.
Okay.
Worth every damn penny.
Okay, then that's what I'm going to have to do.
Yeah.
I just before we
cry about the bill later. It's worth it.
Yeah. Just have a freaking IV in my arm.
It's worth it. But when it comes to world building, like you said with Tolkien, J.K. Rowling made a hell of a believable world. It's relatable. I guarantee there's a character in there that whoever reads these books or even watches the movies can find themselves in it. And I thought that was incredibly skilled of her to do that.
You like all the kids that you're supposed to like, and you really dislike Malfoy. Like you're supposed to dislike that kid.
You're supposed
like
to.
You're supposed to dislike him, and like in the book, he's introduced earlier than he is in the movie. And in the book, you're just like, you dislike that kid right away. Like you 2 seconds, just the description of Malfoy, you're like, I already dislike this kid.
Yeah. But what's cool is, you get to see why everybody's the way they are.
Yeah.
And
it's you learn a lot more.
Yeah.
You learn a lot more about the characters.
And they all grow. They all grow and develop through the whole thing. And it's such a I didn't expect to get on our podcast today and talk about Harry Potter, but it is a love of mine.
Right.
So
right.
I think it's absolutely awesome.
I watched the first Harry Potter because I was reading the first book, and then I want to just talk about a couple other movies that I did watch real quick. Topper Returns with Joan Blondell.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
I think Joan Blondell played Blondie in the old movie series.
Oh,
there's quite a few Blondies that came out. I wanted to say it was Joan Blondell. I didn't look it up. I'm going by sheer childhood memories. But Topper Returns is very funny because it's about an heiress that goes to get her inheritance before her father dies. He's just basically going to sign everything over. And a girl named Gail is her friend, is on the trip with her. They switch bedrooms because Gail walks into her room and goes, "Oh, what a princess room. This is great. Oh, man." And she's not trying to get her friend's room. She's just like, this is great. The room she's in is really great. But it was like, I forgot, with some like Chinese decorations or something. And she had just came back from Shanghai or something. I forgot what the reason was, but she was like walking into her friend's room. She's like, wow, this is. So the friend's like, well, you take this room. I'll take this room. No big deal. She gets killed. Gail does. The friend gets killed and she comes back as a ghost. And Topper is this rich guy who lives further down the road from the mansion that they're in, but they had gotten a ride with him earlier. So the ghost somehow goes and finds Topper and says, I think I'm dead. I'm not, she hasn't, and it's kind of sinking in, but it's not really sinking in. And,
right.
And this guy wants nothing to do with her. He's just like, why are you here? If my wife sees you, she's going to think we're having an affair or something. And the wife is, the Good Witch of the West, or no, Good Witch of the North, Glinda, Ziegfeld. I can't remember her first name, but and she just got that voice where she talking like this, just driving you crazy the whole time. But the whole thing is just old school comedy, 40s, late 30s, early 40s comedy. I was laughing through about 90% of this thing. They had Rochester in it from the Jack Benny show.
Okay.
And he's the guy's driver, and they're like, talking. That guy just goes through crap through the whole movie. He wants nothing to do with the ghost. He wants nothing to do with this house. He's trying to get out, and he just keeps getting suckered back in, like to go and help this guy. But it's pretty funny. I highly recommend old movies in general. But Topper, if you like comedies and like a funny ghost story. That sounds
like a fun one.
This is a good one. I watched both Draculas.
Both Draculas.
The Bela Lugosi Dracula.
Okay.
And the one that was made by, what was his name? Carlos Villarreal. That's the guy who played Dracula in the Spanish version.
Mm.
They filmed the Spanish version at the same time they were filming Bela's, but only at night. The American crew would go home. The Mexican crew would come in. They'd shoot their movie. And I'll tell you, I've watched this movie a few years over the years, probably about 15 or 20 times. No lie. I edge. I love Bela as Dracula. But this Carlos guy, Carlos Villarreal,
right,
is just a smidgen better. He's just a smidgen better than Bela. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because he's a little bit taller. I don't know if his fingers are longer. I don't know if he does a look. The women are, of course, they're all these beautiful Mexican women coming in and their clothes are a little bit more scantily than the American
So
version.
let me back you up a bit. So this movie was two movies being filmed at the same time using the same set?
On the same set.
Is it the same
script, only one in Spanish and one in English.
Wow.
It was brilliantly done. It probably saved them a ton of money.
How different are they?
Oddly enough, quite a bit different.
That's what. Well, I would expect that
depending
from two
on
different
what
directors.
depending on what you're looking for, because I believe that there was two different directors,
Mm-hmm.
and each director had a slightly different version. They're not hugely different. They're not like one guy shooting an upper shot angle,
Right, but
kind of
I bet
thing,
they have a
or
different
zoom.
vibe. I bet they
each have a slightly different vibe. Yes, they're
very
basically
cool.
the exact same story because it's the exact same script. The characters initially, the first watch that I did, I was like, it's playing in the same way, but they're really not. The Spanish version everything is subtly different. Mm-hmm. The guy who plays Renfield plays the Renfield just like the American version, but a little bit crazier. He's a little bit more nuts. Dracula seems to be, Dracula's always evil, but this guy seems to have laid it on a little bit thicker. I'll have to get it for you. I'll have to get them to you because I think you'd enjoy it. To watch the subtle differences in the acting and the portrayal of the story.
I'll have to find that. Yeah, because honestly, it's been a long time since I've watched it in the old.
I watch these old movies every year: The Mummy, Dracula, Frankenstein. The only one I have a hard time watching is Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's so sad.
It is sad. It is sad. It is sad. I do like the updated The Shape of Water or whatever.
I've heard that's pretty good. I haven't seen it. Is it good?
It's really good. It's excellent. Nice. I'm a fan of Guillermo del Toro. He does some really fantastic stuff. And Doug Jones as a character, putting him in makeup and everything, you're going to win every fucking time.
Right.
So he's phenomenal.
I heard initially that was the story he wanted to do with
Universal.
Well, it wasn't just Universal. He wanted that to be a Hellboy story.
Oh, really? Okay.
This is the story I remember reading somewhere. Yeah. He wanted that to be Lincoln. Lincoln?
I don't remember, but I know
the fish
who
guy
you're referring to. I have heard that.
And they started screwing around. He's like, fine, see ya. I'm going to do my own story. It's going to be the exact same story I was going to give you, but now it's a Creature from the Black Lagoon type story. Bye.
Yeah, and it pretty much is. It made me wonder if it was when Universal was trying to do their Dark Universe reboot, when they did the Mummy with Cruise, and then which ended with a nod to our little Easter egg to the creature. But then that never got off the ground, thankfully.
It's really weird. I mean, they have such good monsters. The problem is I think they nowadays overthink everything.
Well, they did. And, I actually enjoyed the Mummy version that they did. But as much as I love a Tom Cruise movie, it's a Tom Cruise movie. It's action.
It's Tom Cruise in the
stunts. Yeah, and I applaud him for what that man does. But I don't. When I want to see a monster movie, I don't want to see a Mission Impossible with a mummy skin laid over the top of it.
Right. Yeah, it's like tough
because that's all it was, and it's still fun. It's still fun, but it's.
That's why I like the first two Mummy movies with Brendan Fraser. Yeah.
Yes.
That guy.
And Rachel Weisz. Yeah.
He just got that look on his face when everything's going awkward. You can believe that this is how that character would react in that situation.
Those are so good, and I've been meaning to watch those. His
wife is just absolutely adorable. She's, super genius, but kind of a klutz. Yeah. And then in the second movie, she's still a klutz, but she's not as big a klutz. The son's a klutz now. That's just
those
the way
it
just worked out. Those two are really good. I didn't like the third one at all. No. The one with the Chinese temple and the son that was older, and nothing was right. She wasn't in it. They had a different lady playing the character, and I think Brendan Fraser signed on to that early. Like he just assumed everybody was going to glom onto it, and nobody else did, and he's just kind of standing there like, fuck.
Speaking of Brendan Fraser, and I haven't gone back to finish, but what I have watched of Doom Patrol. He is phenomenal in it.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see Brendan Fraser working and just really giving it everything, man. He is a good actor all around.
I liked him. Can't help it.
He's really good in Doom Patrol.
That's cool.
And funny as fuck.
The scariest thing that I watched was Wallace and Gromit. the were-rabbit.
That doesn't sound very scary, David.
It's great. I love Wallace and Gromit.
Claymation, right?
Yeah. Stop motion claymation. It's Aardman Entertainment. God, I love that show. It's just.
I have never watched, so I need to.
You've never seen it? No. You've never seen any, or just?
No, I've never watched any.
Oh my gosh.
I'm familiar with it just because I knew it was some claymation. I can visualize it in my head, but I've never watched.
Yeah, that's really good. It's just a cute kid show, and I'm a big kid at heart, so that's what I watched.
Very cool.
I'm gonna have to watch not Suicide Squad. You just told me what it was. Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol.
I'm gonna have to watch Doom Patrol. I have it in my queue.
I haven't finished the season that I'm on. I think it's season 2. There's already season 3 out. It's been hit or miss. Some episodes are really good. Some are like, oh Lord. But it's worth a look for Brendan Fraser.
I like Brendan Fraser. I'd watch it just for him, just to support him.
It's definitely worth a look for him, and Timothy Dalton is in it as well.
Really?
All
right. I like him in some stuff. Didn't like him in
he's
Bond,
good in this. He's really good in
this.
Yeah, he plays a great asshole in this. So.
They look like the Missy from Doctor Who was in this.
Oh, maybe in the new season. Michelle Gomez?
So. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I love her. Michelle Gomez, yes.
They need to bring her ass back. I was hoping that they were going to pick her for the new Doctor. Whenever I heard about the woman doctor, I was like, you go. There's your woman doctor.
Perfect. But how do you get past the fact that she's the master?
Well, remember, he just picks a face. His subconscious picks a face.
Yeah.
And that's who he becomes. That's what I always heard. I mean, I want to say that's even from the old days,
Oh, so she would be there as a doctor, but she wouldn't have been.
She wouldn't have been the master. She would have been the doctor.
I think that would be too confusing to people.
You think so?
Yeah. Look around, Dave. Look around, Dave.
Oh yeah, never mind. People are stupid. Not everybody, but there's a lot of people out there that it. You just shake your head at, like, how are you getting through the day?
I think the Whovians will get through it.
Whovians would get it. Whovians would be like, I think they in my heart, I think 90% of them would have went, oh my God, that's terrific casting. It's perfect.
She's
and then
awesome.
they would have started watching the show with the really bad. So you have to get past the bad. This last Doctor's bad seasons. I mean, you'd have to have really good writing. And Davies is supposed to come back. I hope they just give him free reign.
Are you serious?
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, evidently
you just made my day.
Actually, he's actually, from what I understand, he's signed the paper. He's going in. Now the problem
they realized they had to fix it.
The problem that I see is the idiots at the BBC thinking they know what's going on and how to help. Just leave the man alone, give him what he asks for, and give him the script writers that he asks for, and shut the hell up. Let him fix your universe that you screwed up.
As long as they remember, he's the one who brought it back.
Yeah.
So now he's here to save him again.
Yeah. I would love
just
to
a few years later.
I'd love to see him bring the Ninth Doctor back.
Oh my God!
To help
Eccleston
save
would be
this
great.
Universe. Oh. I think he'd do it with this guy. He's made some inroads going, because he's doing the Big Finish stuff now.
Right. I did see
He wasn't doing any Doctor stuff.
No,
he wanted nothing to do with it. And then evidently Big Finish, they had been hounding him for a while. And finally, I guess somebody was like, hey, dude, the fans really want this.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know anybody who doesn't like him as a doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it if he's not your favorite, but I think he's respected.
Yeah, he's a good doctor. He was a good doctor. He's a good guy to have come back, I think, for the comeback.
I liked him because he was sarcastic. He was an ass. Yeah. And he was just kind of cool.
Are you my mommy?
Yeah.
That's the creepiest one. I love that one.
Yeah, there's some good stories.
But I thought you knew. I thought I had mentioned
that. No, if you did, I forgot.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what he does, how he's going to fix it. The problem is, this jerk that's in charge now still has a couple more shows to do to really, really try and ruin it. So it's almost impossible. And I think the guy's going to do it. I think the guy's going to try and make it impossible to fix. not realizing that when you have talent, you can fix anything.
Yes. A couple things I watched before we get on to our review is I am a fan of the horrible franchise Fast and Furious. I love these stupid fucking movies. And I say that with love.
Right.
That being said, Fast 9, I think, is the worst entry into the entire set. Yeah.
Is that the one with the submarine?
No, that was 8.
Okay. And they got worse?
Okay, I am going to spoil part of Fast 9. Not that there's any huge plot that doesn't have giant fucking holes in it. Nobody watches the Fast and Furious movies for the story.
No.
But this time they launch a Pontiac Fiero into space with rockets strapped to it. And you got Tyrese Gibson and Ludacris flying a Fiero in space. It's fucking awesome. I know it's as stupid as it sounds, but it's great. It's ludicrous.
That's ludicrous.
It's ludicrous. Here's the deal, and not to get technical with the movies, because you can't. I enjoyed the Fast and Furious more when it was just a bunch of criminals who were robbing microwaves and VCRs out of semi-trucks in their Honda Civics. That tells you how far back this franchise goes. When they were outlaws, it was great. But when they get recruited by Kurt Russell, God bless Kurt Russell. I mean, he's great in anything. But when they're recruited by Mr. Nobody, played by Kurt Russell, as it's a Mission Impossible movie. There's this elite force. Vin Diesel in this movie all of a sudden has super Hulk strength, literally pulling down concrete beams with steel and rebar with chains. It's like, dude, fuck your family.
Oh, the hell. See, I've never seen a Fast and Furious movie. They've just never appealed to me. And everybody that I know that watches them always says the same thing. Oh my God, you would love it. They're right up your alley. And usually when somebody tells me that, I watch it and I just sit there and think, what the hell do these people think about me?
I know, right?
Why do they think I'd like this?
Here's what you'll get with the Fast and Furious franchise. Great car cinematography. Awesome chase scenes, awesome racing, just really cool. A lot of humor, a lot of action. And then it just started getting crazier and crazier. Mm-hmm. And it was, what can we do in this movie that's unexpected? Well, this last one, a Fiero in space. Now, Helen Mirren driving a supercar through London after robbing a jewelry auction is pretty fucking cool. I love Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren robbing anybody and driving fast. That's cool.
Yeah. It was really cool to see her make an appearance again in the series. The series is known for a shitload of cameos, and they brought people back from the dead again in this movie, and then other people that haven't been seen in franchises. Nobody stays dead in Fast and Furious, and they have never addressed. This is going to sound horrible, but when Paul Walker died, I wish they would have killed his character in the movies.
Well, they can't because they can't bring him back to life.
Well, exactly.
It's horrible that I said that, but whenever you were saying that, I'm like, oh my God, this is the problem that everybody always falls into in a movie franchise like this.
Yeah, Paul died unexpectedly, and they cast his brother to finish the film so they could have at least the somewhat look-alike. And then, but now they still treat it as if his character Brian is still alive, and and you never see him, and it's just like, just stop. Can we just? You can acknowledge him, but let's not pretend he's really coming or he's going to be there. And
right.
And I don't know if you saw when this movie came out. All the memes on the internet with Vin Diesel is family. That's the big joke about these movies is the theme is family. It's all, if you got family, you can do anything. And it gets so fucking ridiculous with this family bullshit that by the end, it's like you expect them to be singing Kumbaya, having s'mores, and praising Jesus as family because, they go. It's like, you're trying to show this wholesome thing. You're a bunch of fucking criminals. Yeah, you're not
you kill
nice
people and steal stuff.
Yeah, and it's just, but while like I said, I love this horrible franchise. And it is a horrible franchise, but it's so much fucking fun. This was the worst entry. But you should like us and hit the like button and everything. And what you are going to like is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. So check out our review.
Word. Hi.
All right. Hey, our review today is, I don't even know what year this came out, but
it came out recently, within the last couple of years.
Yeah, so it's not an old ass movie, but since we're in the Halloween month of October, we thought we would continue with our horror movies with some more horror comedy at this time again with Tucker and Dale versus Evil, which is nowhere streaming for free, so it is a rental out there.
Which really sucked because I had it in my queue. And when you said, hey, let's watch it, I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. I go to it, I'm like, fuck, I got to spend a couple of bucks. Damn
it. Well, was it worth the couple of bucks?
It was well worth the couple of bucks. It was dark, but it was funny. You felt so bad for those two idiots. I mean, you didn't even feel half as bad for the kids.
Oh, no, the kids were assholes.
Right. But you felt bad for the two idiots. I took a bunch of notes because this stuff is funny. Let me, I just want to go over the actors' names first.
Please.
Just because I'm like that. Tyler Labine, what played Dale. Alan Tudyk played Tucker. I didn't recognize him until I went down.
I know, right?
And I'm like, oh my God, I know that guy. I've seen him in stuff. He was evidently in Rogue One. Do you remember him in Rogue One?
No, I don't.
Neither do I, but it showed that as one of his movie things. Katrina Bowden was Allison, which is the main female lead. That's just a whole other story. That's funny. Jesse Moss was Chad, who plays a really good jerk.
Oh, he does.
Philip Granger was the sheriff. I know I've seen that guy in other stuff too, but I could not place him to save my life. Brandon J. McLaren was Jason. Christy Lang was Naomi. Chellen Simmons was Chloe. And Travis Nelson was Chuck. And what's so funny about all the college kids' names, they were all very college kiddie names.
I know.
You know? like it's just like, really? You could... So white bread for the most part. It was great. You can't talk to that college girl. Why not? But yeah, that was a good movie. Do you want to go through the basic story plot? Because
I'll give a synopsis and then you can tell me your notes. I'm just going to start by saying this is one of my favorite horror comedies. I'll put it up there with Shaun of the Dead. Now. Awesome.
I want to let you know that right now. This is way up there on my horror comedy. This is up there, not quite with Frighteners, but it's up there. I'm sorry. I was
really hoping you'd like it, and I'm glad you did. Because I know you like a little bit of comedy in your horror.
This is it.
This has got a lot of
this is a horror movie I can get behind.
Yeah. Let's just start off. This is a full-blown comedy with a lot of gore. And I do mean a lot of gore. The gore is what makes it so fucking funny, though. That's just it.
Believe it or not.
It wouldn't be as funny without this level of gore. It's appropriate gore. But there's nothing scary about this. This is two guys, two best friends, Tucker and Dale. Tucker has sunk every last penny into his dream vacation home, which is a cabin in the woods. Shocking. And he and Dale are going fishing. And basically what happens is there's some college kids out there having a good time. And just through a series of a lot of misunderstandings, it appears that unfortunate accidents in a rescue attempt to save one of the kids, Tucker and Dale.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
Tucker and Dale look like they've kidnapped her. And so all the college kids think they're dealing with deranged hillbillies because this is the location of the Memorial Day Massacre.
Oh, my God.
That alone is fucking funny.
Memorial Day Massacre.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
And it happens in West Virginia. Don't forget that.
Appropriately.
It's in West Virginia.
So these are real hillbillies.
It's a beautiful area. I mean,
Yeah. The whole movie just centers around this misunderstanding of Tucker and Dale trying to live and the college kids trying to save their friend. And there's massive amounts of death and blood and gore. And that's the premise for the movie.
Yeah. So that's it. Luckily, my notes pretty much go in order. So, like, when Tucker's talking to Dale, and Dale's trying to get up the nerve to go talk to Allison, he says, "You're a good-looking man, more or less." when they get to the cabin, now this cabin looks like it's like nobody should be living in this cabin. Right. They're in the middle of the West Virginia woods. Now, West Virginia, I've driven through there quite a few times. Stayed there overnight once or twice. It's beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful country. The people are absolutely some of the sweetest people you'd want to meet. But I don't know if I'd go up to the back mountains of West Virginia. But that's where these guys go, to their cabin. And when they get there, on one of the walls, and I'm thinking this has got to be the same place where the massacre happened, or in this area, because on one of the walls when they first walk in, there's just newspaper clippings of this rampant serial killer, and it's like an entire wall. It's like 8 foot by 8 foot. It's huge. Yeah. And the one guy spots one little article. He's like, "Do you see that?" And in the article, it's like somebody's beheaded and their body's been ground up. But with the article, there's a
chili dog coupon.
Like a chili dog coupon, buy 2, get 1 free or some shit like that. And it doesn't have an expiration date on it. That's what they zoom in on. They have ignored the entire wall with strings going to this thing.
The bones hanging from the ceiling.
This guy must have been an archaeologist or something. God, these guys, they're not the brightest guys. They're very sweet, but they're not very smart.
No, not at all.
Oh my God, just that chili dog joke. I literally had to hit pause because I was just laughing so damn hard because it was such a stupid joke. And I saw that. I saw it. I seen the ticket. I was like, oh, he's going to talk about the chili dog. And sure as shit, that's what he brings up. Oh, I just made a note to myself. The guy in the blue shirt, and I found out his name later, Chad, was just a complete asshole.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, it starts out with the hillbillies. Tucker and Dale are fishing at night. The college kids go to the lake, and they're all going to go skinny dipping.
Yeah.
And Allison is like the really hot blonde. So she's on this huge rock, and she's like, away from everybody, but she's trying to get undressed and this and that. And Tucker sees her, and he's like, I'm going to go look at this. And Dale's got his eyes covered. Dale's trying to be the sweet guy. He's like, this isn't right. You shouldn't be looking at a girl when she's naked or something. And he's like, well, then she shouldn't be getting naked. Like, I'm going to go look at her. And anyway, they make some kind of noise. And as she turns, she falls from the rock. And she's underwater. And they're both looking at each other like, what the hell do we do? Dale jumps in, grabs her, drags her out of the water. Tucker puts her in the boat. And as they got her on the boat, the stupid college kids are coming to the beach and they see what looks like these guys knocking out their friend and pulling her onto the boat. Yeah. But the guy stands up and he says, hey, college kids, we got your friend. Yeah. Not realizing what that sounds like.
I know.
But the kids, instead of going, what the fuck, what are you doing? They all run away. And these guys are on a boat, and they're like, well, shit, we don't even know where they're camping at. Right. So they take her back to the cabin, and they're taking care of her. But I just love that hey, college kids, we got your friend. That's stupid.
Hold on a second. Let me, since you're going chronological, let's back up before they even get there and get pulled over by the cop.
I almost texted you. Maybe I did. I don't know.
You did.
That had to be one of the
Tucker drops his beer as they're being pulled over. So Dale, being his good buddy, said, I'll get it for you, Tuck. And he gets over. So his head's in his lap. And, his shirt gets stuck, and it looks like he's doing something to Tucker as they're being pulled over by the police. So when he finally frees himself, he's shirtless.
The can fell down by the gas pedal, so he's trying to get down to the gas pedal to get the can. It's like he's got his head in his crotch.
Looks like he was blowing him right there.
God, that's funny. And then the cop's just staring at him. I mean, that cop has got that. He's got like a deadpan face, like, oh shit, no, I'm not gonna. He tells him, don't go up to the cabin, don't go out wherever they're going. He's like, there's nothing but death. What do you say?
Always say.
Despair up there or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was fun. I forgot about that. That's funny as shit. Surprised I didn't write it down. Oh, they did have somebody after the initial kidnapping, and they're trying to find the cabin. They actually do send somebody to go get the cops, and the kid goes.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Oh my God, this is not going to end well. You can just know it's not going to end well. Allie is inside making friends, and all the friends are idiots. Allie, the girl who bumps her head, is inside talking to Tucker, talking to Dale. She's actually having a pretty good time. Yeah. She's actually getting to know these guys and just bullshit with them. Meanwhile, they show the friends outside that are in a panic and just overreacting about everything, man. They just and Chad, the kid leading them. Oh my God. Chad, we barely knew you.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about some of the killings? Actually, what was the killings? Some of the deaths.
Some of the deaths. Yeah, this is there's some pretty wild scenes in here. The way a lot of this happens is Tucker and Dale don't kill anybody, but the kids are trying to attack them and end up killing themselves. Yeah. So in the movie, Tucker and Dale are thinking, "Oh my God, I know what it is. It's a suicide pact."
And now they're trying to kill Allie.
Yeah.
And she decided not to kill herself.
So I thought that was really funny when they're talking to each other. Let's go get the police. Well, what do we say? These kids just show up and there's a fine, how do you do, or whatever, and they kill themselves. And that's why he ends up killing the cop.
Tucker is at least smart enough to look at him and go, they'll never believe it.
What kind of moron would believe that? Or what?
Yeah, got all these dead bodies on my property.
But the funny thing about that is when the cop shows up, that's exactly what he tells.
What else? They got a half chopped up body.
Okay, so let's back up to that. With one of the best kills, not really kills, just scenes, is when one of the kids is running toward Tucker. Tucker's operating a wood chipper, and the kid trips, and Tucker turns around and kind of ducks out of the way as the kid flies by, goes headfirst into the wood chipper, and Tucker's trying to pull him out. And he's like, "Are you okay?"
He's just in there chipping wood, and the guy is yelling, and he just turns around. He's like, "What the hell?" And he's head first. He's like, "Some kid just jumped into the wood chipper." Like, why would he do that? The kid was going to try and push him in, so you don't feel real bad for him.
No, they were a bunch of little douchebags, and every time they tried to do something, it backfired on them. And they, Tucker slices into a hornet's nest with.
Oh my God, that was funny. You told me about this scene.
And comes running around the corner like Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw. So the kids freak out. Yeah, and that's really funny. And of course, the kid running isn't paying attention and skewers himself on a branch. So they
don't discover him for 2 days.
Oh, I know.
It's like at least 2 days later, whenever Tucker or Dale, one of them finds him, and he's like, "Why would you do that?" He just looks at him and is like, "Why would you do that?"
And when you think about it, if you think about it and try and think in Tucker and Dale's position, if you were out in the woods and you did nothing wrong, you would never think, "Oh, these people must think I'm some sort of killer." I would want, I might actually think, "What the fuck is wrong? Why do they keep showing up and killing themselves?"
I'm up in the middle of the woods on my property, and these kids are killing themselves on my property.
There's bodies everywhere.
It's a suicide call. Oh my God.
That's it. A suicide call. Yeah.
It's just so ridiculous. So damn funny. Now on the gun there, on a revolver, there's no, I don't think there's a safety on that revolver, but it's funny when Dale looks at the guy's got the gun, he's going to shoot him. He's like, "Hey son, I think you got the safety on." He just click it on the left hand side there. Tucker's just looking at him like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And he's trying to pull the trigger and he looks in his head. And as soon as he does that, I knew it was going to happen. He blows his own head off.
Splatters on the cop car where all the kids are.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
The police do show up, the same sheriff, and
they should have fixed that beam.
Yeah, there's an old beam that wasn't quite secure that had some pretty gnarly nails. Anyhow, the sheriff ends up with those nails in his head. Another accident. Every death in here. Every death except the very last death in this movie is an accident.
Yeah. Yeah, the very last death is actually well deserved. But well deserved. Yeah, this movie is so over the top. It's so I don't even know how to word it, man. It's just so out there with I don't even want to say obscurity. I don't even know what the hell to call it.
It's another one.
It's just so far-fetched that it works on so many levels. Like you said, if you were out in the middle of the woods and people were you just kept finding dead bodies, you'd be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, because it wouldn't make any sense. And it was, you're right. This is an absurd movie. And this kind of goes with what I was talking to you earlier about is, somebody had something, it was fun, they just did it, and it shows. We're breaking the Hollywood formula with this movie. So that's, it's a comedy, but it's like, okay, we want a horror movie. So they take the horror movie settings. We got a cabin in the woods. We got deranged hillbillies. We got college kids, skinny dipping, no boobs in this movie.
Yeah, there wasn't. I was very impressed with that.
Yeah.
But they took all those tropes. And they took
all
together.
The horror movie tropes. Of course, one of the college kids running in high heels. I mean, they really, the sheriff saying, "Don't go up there." There's always somebody in these movies that tell them not to go up there. But it's at the gas station at the very beginning when he walks up to Allison and he's carrying a scythe.
I looked over at the wife and said, "Why does he have because I looked down or something. I said, "Why did he hand him a scythe before he goes over there? What the hell is he thinking?"
What's even worse than that, he was fist deep into a 6-pound bucket of pickled eggs.
Why would you
talk to 6-pounder?
Why would you talk to anybody after you ate a pickled egg?
Why would you even eat a pickled egg?
Oh, they're tasty.
Are they? I can't bring myself to eat one.
They're not bad. You just can't talk to anybody for about a week.
Oh,
and your bathroom's going to stink really bad.
Oh, it'll be like some old pickled pig feet.
No, but that's so damn funny. The show, the actors are actually really good.
Yeah.
And what's funny is towards the end, you get to see what Dale looks like out of his work clothes.
Yeah.
He's not a bad looking guy. Like he looks like a normal guy. He cleaned up really well. He's not covered in other people's blood.
That brings me to one of my favorite scenes though, is near the end when he's hooked up with Allison. They're a couple, and they're at the bowling alley, and one of his toothless friends is like, "How do I, whatever?" And Dale's telling him, "You got to just be yourself, be true to yourself." And in the background, they never really focus on this. You can see this guy talking to the girl, and before you know it, he's punched her, knocked her out, and he's dragging her out of there.
Hey, what's funny is he's going to get up in hell. He's going to be like, "Oh no, I got to stop him." And Allison's like, No, we're not getting involved in this.
No,
you're not getting involved in this one.
Oh God, yeah, it's a buddy movie at its heart.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It's totally been destroyed for anybody who's watching this episode. because we destroyed it for you. But it's been out long enough to where if you're a horror fan, you've probably seen it. If you like horror comedy, you probably saw it already. So I'm not going to feel really bad for ruining it. But it's funny. Even with everything we just said, even knowing what's going to happen, to see how it happens is just it's worth the pay. If you got to rent this thing, I would say rent it. By the time this shows up, it'll probably be back on Netflix or something for free around Halloween. But yeah, this is it's funny. These two guys. You start feeling really bad for these two guys, and when they're getting ready to leave, the cabin's on fire and all this shit, and Tucker's like, Dale's trying to start up the car to get out of there, and he's like, "Don't flood it. Don't destroy my truck. It's the only thing I got left." And then you're like, oh, you poor guy. He paid everything into that damn house, that cabin.
And it's burnt to the ground. I felt really bad for him. All they wanted was,
if he had insurance, you'd be okay. But I don't think Tucker was the kind of guy to buy insurance.
No, I don't think so.
Something tells me the truck didn't have insurance either.
Probably not.
But it's a funny movie.
How about when
I'm glad you turned me on to
it. How about when he says they found my fingers and one of them's a woman's finger? He's like, something ain't right about this one though. I don't remember it looking quite like this.
He's got the nail polish on it. And Dale's like, no, that's your finger. That's how it looks. They found my fingers. Oh my God, that poor
Those
guy.
guys played it really well.
Oh yeah, like I said, I didn't even recognize the one guy. The guy who was playing Tucker. And it's one of those deals where I'm looking like he looks kind of familiar, but I couldn't place him. And then I saw his picture, like his photo is right. Whatever you do, your glamour shot
headshot.
Or whatever.
It's not a glamour shot; it's a headshot.
Your glamour shot. But you don't look the same in your headshot exactly.
No, I don't.
But this guy, like when I see him out and just like, wow, that's totally like I recognize him. I couldn't tell you anything he's in. I recognized the name. When I saw the face, I recognized the name then.
Yeah.
And I was like, crap, I've seen this guy in a bunch of stuff. He's been around.
It's probably been about 5 years or so. I saw him in New Orleans at a convention, and I was begging him for a sequel to this movie.
Oh really?
Yes.
I don't know how you do a sequel.
I don't either, but he said he had a great time on this film. I don't remember our conversation, but sometimes I just get kind of like you don't know what to say or what to think when you're in front of famous people.
That's why I could never talk to the big artists that I used to go see. The last time what the hell was the guy's name? Carmine Infantino was I was a big fan of his. And I saw him sitting at a desk, and he was surrounded by a couple other big name artists, old Silver Age guys. Actually, yeah, probably Silver Age, maybe even before that, the golden era. And I walked up. I was within 10 feet of him, and he literally was sitting there doing something. He looks up and he smiles at me, and I just stopped. I was a 9-year-old kid. I was suddenly a 9-year-old kid. And I don't think I even made it all the way to the desk. I think I stopped and smiled and just turned around and walked away. Like, if you wouldn't have looked up, I would have been able to get to the desk and talk to you. But you looked up. You freaked me out, man. They opened their eyes.
Yeah.
But like, there's a couple of artists like that. Like I turn into a little kid, like that little 10-year-old kid that used to buy comics. I don't have anything to say to them. And then there's other guys that I walk right up to and I talk to, and they're just the nicest, sweetest guys in the world. And they're all very nice.
Yeah.
Like I got a chance to talk to Joe Stanton. He created E-Man. He's done a lot of old Scooby-Doo's.
Oh, cool.
Numerous other stuff for Charlton. I'm not sure how to pronounce the comic book company. But you meet these guys and you talk to them. Some of them are very easy. You just walk up and talk.
Yeah.
And others you're just like, I'm a fanboy. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'm 55 years old, but I'm just a 10-year-old kid now. I gotta go now. And you walk away.
I have a funny story about that. Is maybe 2 years ago or so when went to New Orleans, another convention again, back before pre-COVID, and met David Tennant. And
nice, very nice.
Yeah, and we got a picture with him, and Janine would not let go of him.
She's like, nope, I got him.
No, she said, I was just holding him for you. And I'm like, that's fine. You know what? It's David Tennant. I understand.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, when you meet these people that are big and everything, it can revert you back, and others are just like so easy to talk to. It's really weird.
And what's really funny is actors don't have that effect on me.
Yeah.
Like I've walked up to actors and talked to them and just say, I really like what you did, blah, 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 and walk away. It's the artists, the comic book artists. For me, it's comic book artists.
Yeah. Especially
if it's a comic book artist that I know and have followed for, since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And it's like when I first met Joe Kubert, I shook his hand, and that man he was probably, I'm going to guess he was in his late 70s, early 80s, maybe at this point. That man had a grip like a vice. And I was probably in my 20s, that mid-20s. Shook his hand. I was like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, holy shit. Like, this guy's got a handshake. But he's always been one of my favorite artists. He was up until he passed away. Always liked his art. But like those are the guys that intimidate me. Like actors, Scott, don't intimidate me.
This is not intimidating. I have to put makeup on for that.
In a wig.
Yeah. Anyway,
no, but
yeah, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm pretty much done.
All right. Final thoughts on Tucker and Dale?
Watch it. It's funny. If you like dumb comedy, it's there. If you like morbid comedy, it's there. If you like dark comedy, it's there. If, like you said, it was a buddy flick. It really is a buddy flick. You feel so bad for these two guys, but you're laughing the whole time at their misery. You can't help it. You just can't help it. Yes, it's a must watch. I think I would say go watch it.
I agree. I definitely put this as a much as a must watch as well. Mm-hmm. It's a fun flick. It's gory. It's funny. It's again, it wouldn't work as well without the gore, and the reason being is it's so unexpected, and it's so extreme. So it's like,
it is
wow,
extreme. It's very extreme.
Nice, lots and lots of. I mean, there's a wood chipper involved, so. So yes, definitely a must watch.
And lots of stupid college kids.
Lots of stupid college kids. So before we go, just a quick reminder to hit like, subscribe, leave us some reviews, anything like that. Hit us up. Tell us what you want to see. Tell us what you're watching, that kind of thing. Next
hit
week.
The share button. I think there's a way to
hit the share button. Right? Please tell your friends.
Share button.
Yes, please.
Go ahead and tell your friends. Just let us know what's going on, man. I mean, we like to. Well, Scott likes to talk.
Oh, please. Anyway.
You see me on this episode. I'm very quiet. I'm very reserved.
Right. Anyway. To round off or finish off our Halloween month, you cannot have Halloween without John Carpenter. No, we're not going to watch Halloween. I'm sure that's been talked about and reviewed to death. Mm-hmm. Instead, we're going to go to another classic by John Carpenter, one of my favorites, The Fog.
The Fog.
Jamie Lee Curtis, John Carpenter's put her in everything, it seems. And
a lot of movies he did.
Adrienne Barbeau's in there. I forget. You'll see a lot of faces that you recognize from any of the John Carpenter movies. And as we've traveled through so many Carpenter flicks, we've seen a lot of these same faces just keep popping up, which is
it's really cool.
Great. So
I like actors and directors when they stick together.
Yes.
For all the problems that Johnny Depp has had, he's always in those movies with Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, yes.
I mean, if you see Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, it's going to be a good, entertaining movie. Who's the girl that's always in the movies with him?
Helena Bonham Carter.
Bonham Carter, thank you. My mind went blank because she's got like a 12-foot name, and I can never remember the whole thing. Carter, she's good. I like her. And you put those two together. Have you ever seen Sweeney Todd? Just real quick.
I love
Sweeney Todd.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really good. So, folks, that's another good one. Go watch Sweeney Todd with Johnny Depp and
it's a wonderful musical.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Yes. And Sacha Baron Cohen.
Oh, that's right. He is in that one, isn't he? He gets his comeuppance.
All right. So, thanks for joining us, and be sure and tune in next time. Later.
Thank you. Bye.